Lesson 6. Classification of plants. Living organisms are prokaryotic and eukaryotic, and in prokaryotic there is monera, in eukaryotic there is unicellular and multicellular. In unicellular there is protistova, in multicellular with cell wall, and without cell wall. With cell wall there are autotrophs, and without cell wall are animalia. Now let's talk about kingdom Plantae, the group of autotrophic living organisms. Having eukaryotic cells with cell walls is the group of plants as they can perform photosynthesis with the help of chlorophyll. Living organisms of kingdom Plantae are the main source of food for all other living things. Basics for classification. The presence or absence of organs is the first criterion for classification of plants. The presence or absence of separate conducting tissues for conduction of water and food is the next consideration, and for classification, do the plants bear seeds? If they do, then whether the seeds are enclosed in a fruit or not is also an important criterion for classification. An Introduction to Scientists. In 1883, Eichler, a botanist, classified the kingdom Plantae into two subkingdoms. As a result, two subkingdoms, Cryptogams and Phanerogams, were considered for plant classification. Cryptogams. Division 1. Thallophyta. These plants grow mainly in water. This is the group of plants which do not have specific parts like roots, stem, leaves, flowers, but are autotrophic due to presence of chlorophyll, is called algae. Algae show great diversity. They may be unicellular or multicellular and microscopic or large. Examples of algae are Spirogyra, Alveolothrix, etc. Plants of Thallophyta kingdom. Spirogyra. 2. Alva. 3. Chara. Division 2. Bryophyta. The group of plant is called the amphibians of the plant kingdom because they grow in moist soil but need water for reproduction. These plants are called thalloid, multicellular and autotrophic. They reproduce by spore formation. The structure of the plant body of bryophytes is flat ribbon-like, long, without true root, stem and leaves. Instead they have stem-like or leaf-like parts and roots like rhizoids. They do not have specific tissues for conducting food and water. Egg moss, Funaria. Funaria. Marchantia. Anthoceros. Division 3. Pteridophyta. Plants from this group have well-developed root, stem, and leaves and separate tissues for conducting of food and water. But they do not bear flowers and fruits. They reproduce with the help of spores formed along the back or posterior surface of their leaves. Egg are ferns like Nephrolopus, Pteris, etc. Ferns. Selaginella. Lycopodium. Phanerogams. Plants which have special structures for reproduction and produce seeds are called phanerogams. In these plants, after the process of reproduction, seeds are formed which contain the embryo and stored food. During germination of the seed, the stored food is used for the initial growth of the embryo. Dependent upon whether seeds are enclosed in a fruit or not, phanerogams are classified into gymnosperms and angiosperms. Cycas. Division 2. Angiosperms. The flowers these plants bear are their reproductive organs. Flowers develop into fruits and seeds are formed within fruits. Thus, seeds are covered. Hence, they are called angiosperms. The plants whose seeds can be divided into two equal halves, or dicotyledons, are called dicotyledons plants, and those whose seeds cannot be divided into equal parts are called monocotyledonous plants. Used softwares Microsoft PowerPoint 2010 and 2007. Microsoft Media Player or any other player speech software. Images Google Images AnyDesk and TeamWeaver for streaming made by Gaurav Mahajan 9th Roll40.